Hey, what's going on, everybody? Movie Phantom here, and yes, I am here to review a movie that I saw this past weekend at Days of the Dead, and the movie in question is Headless. Um, my story getting into this movie goes back a little further. I was at the Dark Carnival Film Festival about 3 years ago, I believe, 2 or 3 years ago, and there's a movie there called Found, and I got my copy and everything. And it was really well done. I mean, it was definitely more drama horror, but it was really good. But within that movie, there was, the movie within a movie, Headless. And anyway, and I'm not looking at the, found another story altogether, but this is the movie Headless. Like, this is the movie, much like Machete was, taken from Grindhouse, well, Headless is taken from Found. So, anyways, a few weeks ago, I was just kind of surfing, on the web and everything, and I'm noticing Headless kept popping up a lot. And then over on a Facebook, and a couple people was talking about it and everything. So whenever I went to Days of the Dead this past weekend, I noticed Headless was playing. I was like, well, I gotta see this thing. So went to go check it out. Dude, I'm not even making this up. This is probably the best movie I've seen this year, period. Like, horror, non-horror, whatever, best movie of the year. It was just fucking awesome. Like, literally, and it's very low budget, but it doesn't really feel low, or it does, but it's well done, is what I'm trying to say. Like, I don't know, it was literally filmed in my backyard, pretty much. Literally in this area, it was filmed. And I guess I just assumed, like, anything filmed in this area would just be complete dog shit, or just amateur looking. And not the case with this. The practical effects are fucking awesome. Which I'm not going to give too much away, but I mean, with a movie called Headless, you will assume people will lose their head, and you'd be right. It looks like people got their fucking head lopped off. Like, that's how good these effects look. Like, I'm watching it, and I'm just like, holy shit. It's funny, because Maya watched the first, 15 minutes with me, and there's a scene where, people are getting their eyeballs taken out, and the dude's fucking eating them and shit, and it looks fucking disgusting, but awesome, and she's just like, yeah, I'm done. She gets up and walks out. Fucking hilarious. But no, it was really awesome. It has this, and it's really cool how they present it, because the director was there himself to, present the movie and everything, and his name, I'm not gonna lie, I'm going to attempt, because I'll butcher, it's Arthur something. Yeah, I might want to try it. Anyways, but they're presenting it like this is a lost film. And the reason it's lost was because when it was premiered back in the 80s, it drove people mad, and whatever the case may be. And of course, that's it ties into a little bit to Found, because the killer in Found rented Headless numerous times, and eventually just took the copy or whatever. But no, it definitely has this big Grindhouse feel, even down to the fact that it has an opening trailer, Wolf Baby, which is fucking brilliant. Like, right off the bat, I'm like, this is great. Unfortunately, they said at because there was also an award show that took place at Days of the Dead, they would not sequel or do a spin-off movie for Wolf Baby. I wish they would, because that would be awesome. But no, the movie itself, like I said, just, it's, 1980s, or I think it's 78. They had like a 70s look to it. But actually, it had this whole. Well, maybe it is the 70s. I'm sorry, guys. Days of the Dead was just fucking nuts. I'm not gonna lie, I'm blanking here. No, I think it was 70s. But actually, it definitely had this underground horror grindhouse look to it and everything. The basic story is there's a serial killer who's going around, and he's just lopping off people's heads, women's heads. He targets women mostly. And anyways, but the cool thing is what's odd is you kind of get into the psyche of this killer. Like, even though he, on paper, I guess it looks like he doesn't really have a whole lot going on. He's just a killer, a nameless killer going around killing people. But you kind of, through flashbacks and this vision of this. He's followed by this little boy, Skull Boy, and it's a little boy with a skull head, and it's almost like it's guiding him in a way. But the thing is, you get the sense that like maybe he doesn't really want to be a killer, like it's almost like it's an addiction, or he can't quite help it, or something like that. Because I mean, there's a lot of times like he flips out to screaming, And I don't know, the actor, and I'm blanking on the name because I don't have anything in front of me. Like literally, I just watched the movie and then almost a week later I'm reviewing it. So I didn't, and I want to give you guys real. I didn't just want to like pull a paper out like, well, the actor, nah. But the actor who plays the killer, I love his performance because it seemed very human. Like it wasn't just as much as I love, the Michael Myers and the Jason. They come off very just like, hey, I'm a killer. I'm one-dimensional, I'm a fucking killer. Whereas this one just seemed like, there's a lot of emotion there. Yeah, fucking just loved it. The scenes where he would, and once, not trying to give too much away because I really feel like you guys should watch. This is definitely one of those I'm saying go check out. If you get a copy, check it out. If it comes to a film festival near you, check it out. Hopefully it'll be on video soon. You get it there. But as he's, it's underground horror, guys. It's extreme. He cuts his head off and he's having sex with it or whatever. But as he's doing this stuff, in his mind, like what you see it's completely different. Like I don't know, it seems like like you see him just banging away on a severed head, but then what he sees is completely different. And I really dug that. It seemed like the some of the fantasy, like the shit that he's seeing, while he's doing his thing. It looked like it's almost inspired by Guillermo del Toro's Pan's Labyrinth. Like I said, there's a weird creature, like a woman creature, and she's completely faceless. What I thought was very interesting because that's his main thing, like his main fetish, if you will, is the head. And he removes the eyes and dines on and everything. But then when you see this, naked woman, when she's not really a woman, she's definitely more creature-esque because she's humanoidish, but she's, pale and everything else. But she has no face. Like, it's just like she's almost featureless for like this opening in her mouth. And I thought that was just very interesting right there as well. The humans, like I guess the victims, if you will, I didn't find as interesting, I guess. Like I was hoping, because typically in these movies, slasher movies in general, you're mostly on the teenager side or whatever the case may be, and of course the killer's coming in. But here I felt more on the killer side. I'm not sure if that's intentional or just whatever. But it did have a fellow YouTuber in there. I don't know what his real name is. I think it's Dave Parker, but Mr. Parker on here, and he plays. The lead, singer of this band and everything, and he just plays it very sleazy and douchey and just a bit of a cocksucker. And I fucking loved it. Like, I don't know, he's just like a deadbeat boyfriend, and it's just, it's great. But yeah, no, this movie literally, I was just blown away, because I'm really getting on this big underground kick right now, and I'm really, loving it. But, for the most part, you gotta take them for what they are. They are just underground horror, and I don't mean that derogatory, but it's like, they don't have the budget or a lot of times the actors to kind of pull off, whatever. And even though you'll watch them and be like, no, for what you guys did, it was great, you're still like, well, but, on the scale of movies, it's kind of low. Headless is not that at all. Headless literally does, break expectations for me. Like, it literally was, it was solid to watch. Not only was it entertaining, it was also just a great movie. Like, it was just fucking awesome. Highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. My only complaint at the time, when I watched it, it came off very dark, but the director, I talked to him afterwards, or the next day, because it was at the convention, and he assured me that that was just something wrong with their projector or whatever, that the actual copy of it wasn't that dark. So if you guys happen to watch it at a festival and it's dark, it's not intended to be dark. It was just probably a mistake with the projector. But no, I'm big thumbs up on this. Check it out. Headless. Yeah, movie fandom. That's all I got. Later.